Metro brothers clearly with an axe to grind and a point to prove. Referee making sure both teams are aware this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Which, being honest, means a lot as far as strategy for both teams. You come into a 2 out of 3 falls match differently with a game plan that really wouldn't be the same if it was just one fall. There we see Troy Hollywood on the outside supporting his longtime partners. I'm a big Troy Hollywood guy. He's a big Michigan Wolverines guy, so.
Listen, I'm a man who showed up to kiss ass to get on the show to set this ring up, but you better get your ass out here and fix this board right now, and there's never going to be no tag team title match. I promise you that.
Jump starting the action. Guess the ring has been repaired, Trevin, or they don't care.
Yeah, we had a momentary stop there, ladies and gentlemen, and the chaos here. We were trying to keep these teams apart, and before things were even fully fixed, these guys just going right into the action. The battle happening here.
When none of the fans left their seat, Jerry, that was one of the cooler exchanges that I've seen in my 32 years of doing this. The crowd was just getting rabid. Hold on a second. Could be a quick first fall here.
Yeah, JC, you notice JC and Chris haven't even gotten their jackets off. I think Chris just took his off. Now JC's finally taking his off. So let's talk a little bit about just a month ago at Heatstroke 2023. You mentioned Francisco Chiazzo. Well, I dare say, as much as the match, if it was on points, it might have been 61-59. That math was really bad, wasn't it? But you get what I mean, 51-49. The point is, I think the Metros were on their way to winning the FIP World Tag Team Championship. Francisco Chiazzo got involved at the wrong time, the wrong way, and it ended up giving the opening to OAO for the victory. Post-match, Chiazzo says, it's either me or him, pointing at Vinny. Well, and the boys picked Vinny, and Frankie's out.
Anybody, and again, you have to chalk it up to emotion, because how do you make that kind of error and think you have the leverage to give ultimatums?
Well, hold on, let me throw this at you though. Think about it. For nearly 2 years, Chiazzo helped coach these guys, took these guys from losers up to championship caliber athletes. And smart here by JC, holding on to the official, maybe not legal, spitting at Snoop. And that pin there, but Snoop's in the ring, and you can see Hunter looking, why the hell are you in the ring, Snoop? I don't think Hunter realizes that JC spit in his face, but Chris is mugging Hunter.
Talk about a chip on their collective shoulders. The Metro brothers have, let's be honest, Trevin, they've been pretty pissed off at professional wrestling in general for a couple of years. They don't feel that they've been given the opportunities that others that they feel aren't even at their level. Signing contracts, flying around internationally, making huge salaries, and they feel that they deserve that chance.
The Metros have said straight up, we hit too hard. We get an opportunity to show up someplace, we get in a fight, we hit too hard, we beat the guys up, they come back crying, we don't get another opportunity to come back. Well, guess what? Welcome to professional wrestling.
That's refreshing to hear, because again, let's not ever forget, Trevin, we're in Florida. Professional wrestling, they hit each other hard down here. They're always going to. Back in the day, most were accused of being crowbars, and they wore that with pride.
As the Metros right now, despite the 718 and the New York, they're also transplants. I think they've definitely soaked that up, like you said, and JC being tagged in now. Still got to wonder, that miscue earlier, did that kind of help re-put the Metros on top, and Snoop immediately breaking up the pin. You can tell these guys are heated coming in. And remember, Ron, this is 2 out of 3 falls. So you got to ask yourself, you've got a challenge here. Is if you go nuts in the first fall, does that come back to haunt you?
That's what I was saying earlier about the game plan when you come in. You come in a 2 out of 3 falls match. What you draw up on in the locker room is totally different than if you're going into a normal 1 fall match. You got what? Do you just?
Oh, Vinny's getting involved. Sorry to interrupt you, Rod.
He can't help himself. He's always misbehaving. His Nona told me so.
Definitely been the difference maker many a time, as well as negatively many a time. I'm really curious to see how things go with the Metros. And now the exposed chest. Oh, what a chop. And I'm really not surprised they're targeting Hunter, because you might have noticed, Ron, Hunter Law didn't come out with his FIP World Tag Team Championship belt with him, and we had an opportunity to catch some footage with OAO earlier on, but I might not even have time to talk. Nearly new tag champs. Bottom line is Hunter forgot the championship belt, drove from Louisiana. Snoop walks up to him and goes, "Where's your belt?" Hunter points at a fanny pack. And Hunter's attitude was, well, hey man, it's at home, it's safe. It's not going anywhere tonight. Well, this backbreaker and elbow combination could be a difference maker to that pin. Saved by Snoop.
Now the Metro brothers are gonna see what you just explained, that entire situation with the belt, as a huge slap in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And an enormous sign of disrespect. They consider those belts their titles.
Hence the shirt ripped off Hunter, hence the extra hard chops, hence the boys hitting hard. And now taking out Snoop, and Snoop just went headfirst into the guardrail.
It was pretty hard for Snoop to be breaking up pinfalls when he's outside the ring, I guess, is the thinking of the Metros, and I can't blame him. And it seems like only yesterday that these guys were the new rookies on the scene, doesn't it? I mean, they've been around a long time and have paid their dues. Watch yourself now, fan.
Yeah, our cameras aren't catching it, but inside of the ring, Snoop distracting the official inadvertently. Senior official Lee Canfield having no clue while the mugging was happening outside of the ring. Of course, Troy Hollywood is out there and doing his best to try to tell the official what was happening. This is chaos, Ron.
How frustrating has it got to be Troy Hall? You know he would just give anything to be in this match.
Oh, the frustration for Troy. Troy wanted to come in tonight as the Florida Heritage Champion, and instead coming up short against Sideshow last month at Heatstroke, Full Impact Pro, Heatstroke. Ooh, beautiful savate kick.
But that's an athlete, that's a competitor on the outside of that ring. The juices just get flowing, and I think when it comes to Troy, they never stop flowing. So to be able to only cheer on your team from the outside has got to be maddening.
You saw Chris go up and over, get tossed out. Hellacious landing, but Chris pulling Snoop off before Hunter could make the tag, and now Snoop angry, coming in another situation where that anger is not gonna help your partner, Snoop, as the double teams happen in here to Hunter Law.
The Metro's putting a master class on tag team wrestling right now. They've got their opponents and the referee completely confused. They don't know what's coming. Oh, big boot right to the throat of Hunter Law with the pain just etched across his face.
And this is an aggression when it comes to the Metro brothers that just screams champions. The challengers right now look like champions as Snoop again hit with a forearm by JC. I think JC, and now Chris tagged in, I think JC is doing everything he can to piss off Snoop, to get Snoop to make a mistake, and we've seen this before. This could be it. Yes. First fall goes to the Metro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first fall,
whoa,
the Metro Brothers.
Yeah, that modified heart attack.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I was about to go into some random stupid thoughts, and next thing you know, 1, 2, 3, first fall to the Metro. Skinny Vinny's feeling it.
There's been a lot of teams beaten that way now. I would think the officials should be getting these guys spaced off, but letting things just get going, perhaps. We're right into the second fall.
Look, Francisco Chiazzo.
Yeah, I saw him in the background there, Francisco Chiazzo. Now in the aisle watching this matchup as Hunter Law still getting beaten on.
They've already given Chiazzo the heave-ho. The fans are telling him scram, but not happy. Look at that mug.
I mean, I feel for Chiazzo from the perspective.
I get it.
You put a lot of time into these guys. Missile drop kick by Hunter Law.
Well, like a man scorned, spurned.
And I got to point out that right arm you see of Hunter, the way he's holding it.
Yeah.
The bruise on that arm. Hunter came into the building with that bruise. We could see it in that footage earlier on today. Hunter already injured, refused to get looked at by the doctor, by the way, as Snoop now comes in. full of P&V, as Snoop does. Another man accused of hitting hard.
So quick. Beautiful. Short DDT just implanted. Skins the cat.
I'm not even sure which Metro is legal right now, but Chris now fighting Snoop. Snoop, what a springboard forearm.
Chris Metro just ate every single bit of that forearm, knocked in the next week. Look at this. Freak athlete. Snoop strikes from the heavens. Just got to cover him. Come on, Snoop.
And Snoop making in time the pinfall. But somehow, and I mean somehow, Chris Metro kicks out.
Snoop strikes come down from, it had to have been 12, 15 feet in the air. Full force. Got every bit of it, and it's still not enough.
I'm impressed how Snoop goes from that to a cravat in the center of the ring. You'd be surprised if Snoop gets you on the mat. Snoop can go with a background from an amateur wrestling perspective. We just don't get to see it too often.
Yeah, he had a hell of a high school career here in Florida.
And there was a blind tag, I believe, to Hunter Law. Law in now. And that aided stroke pin. And again, Chris Metro kicks out.
Where is Chris finding it? Thought for sure we were going to be looking at a 1-to-1 tie here and just need the rubber match. Snoop strikes. The fresh man comes in.
Chris trying to fight off that right to the face. Chris not afraid to dig deep, but now Snoop. Oh my God, crucifix into the pin, but now Skinny Vinny distracting.
No!
And Ron, you and I both know OAO should have just got the fall there.
Lee Canfield's got to be more. Oh, look at the switcheroo.
And now JC Metro just placed himself in the ring, and
Canfield and Snoop Strikes are totally unaware of what's happened here.
I think Snoop's having one of those moments of like, wait a minute. JC and Chris don't look that similar. Snoop's smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, we weren't exactly looking at a Killer Bees switch there.
Not at all, but while Snoop's actually breaking at the face. Oh my God, the pin! No way!
Here are your winners, and FIP World Tag Team Champions, the Slam Brothers.
2 straight wins to finally win the World Tag Team Championship.
The Metros came in here on a mission, Ron. They were hitting hard, they were aggressive, and it's just all even up to that final moment, trying to pull every trick in the book, and they got Snoop. Snoop thought he outsmarted them. We really had a similar moment at the end of the match back at Heatstroke where OAO kind of pulled something like that on the Metros. Well, hey, that roll-up schoolboy boom, that's it.
But it was like a swerve on top of the swerve where obviously they knew the first deal wasn't going to get over at all, but totally distracted OAO and set up the second straight victory, and we're looking at, and I can't believe it, I looked at you and said, was that two?
The 412-day reign of OAO has come to an end, and Francisco Piazzo at ringside cheering on the boys. And I think Francisco being invited up.
Not sure what he's thinking getting in the ring, celebrating.
We see dejected OAO outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, Francisco Piazzo talking to the boys. Maybe there's a reconciliation here, Ron.
Reconciliation?
What the hell is going
like the
on?
complete opposite. Total ambush. The architect, Francisco Piazzo.
And that's De La Vega, Richport Ayala, Rafael Delgado. They are attacking the Metros. Metros haven't even gotten to celebrate their new FIP World Tag Team Championship.
The Metro Brothers, their triumph and adulation cut short by Francisco Piazzo, who as far as he's concerned, was undeservedly dumped. And now, just like that, we not only have new World Tag Team Champions, but
a message sent immediately by this crew with Francisco Chiazzo, Rafael Delgado, Richport Ayala, De La Vega. They go by the set. We've seen these guys before, but we had no clue they'd be here tonight in WWN Supershow Mercury Rising 2023.
Trevin, you told me earlier that anything can happen and probably will, and I should have took your word for it. This is insane, unpredictable. They may have won that war, but Trevin, I'm afraid to say I think we've just seen the beginning of another.
And the set may have made one major mistake here, Ron. They didn't kill the Metro Brothers. They just beat down the Metro Brothers. And they're going to have some pissed off new FIP World Tag Team Champions looking for the set.
Hey, if I'm going to have somebody upset with me that wants to chase me, I hope they got belts around their waist while they're doing it, because that shoots me right to the top for honestly, the possibilities at this point are just endless.
And you see Skinny Vinny had just been knocked silly. Could be out, getting pulled up by Chris Metro, JC Metro, and for what should have been a culminating 2 years for the Metro Brothers. Unfortunately, celebration, not a night for celebrating, Ron. And stay tuned, WWNLive.com, for more on this breaking story.